3 years ago, this past June, Britain voted to leave the European Union in a national referendum. Ever since then, the government has had a very difficult time finding a way to implement the reality of what that means. In the immediate aftermath of the vote, the then Prime Minister David Cameron stepped down. Theresa May succeeded him. And since then, she's had this kind of grueling, labyrinthine process of trying to kind of square a circle. The majority of parliamentarians don't actually think Brexit is a good idea, even though the majority of the British public, by a narrow margin, voted to leave the EU. And so over the last couple of years, she's really been kind of fighting tooth and nail to convince members of her own Conservative Party that they need to support a deal that she had agreed with the European Union. When she wasn't able to do that after many months and weeks of negotiations, she finally decided to step down. And so that is why over the last 6 weeks we've seen a kind of internal vote happening in the ruling Conservative Party in Britain. If you don't know, the country elects a party, not a candidate, so they can kind of freely swap in a leader as they see fit. And so for the last 6 weeks, about 160,000 Conservative Party members have been given a chance to vote on a number of candidates. They whittled down to two, and that's where we are right now. So one of them is Boris Johnson, kind of flamboyant former London mayor who has this great tuft of blonde hair and is often ends up in kind of rhetorical holes that he's dug himself. The other is a more kind of managerial, slightly boring cabinet minister named Jeremy Hunt, who is sometimes compared to Mitt Romney. So he's studious and he gets things done, but he lacks a little bit of political charisma. Johnson is sort of widely viewed as the front runner in informal kind of polls amongst those members. I mean, he's far out in the lead. And so it's not quite a coronation this last kind of 3-4 days running up until when we know the result on Tuesday. But many people are kind of viewing it as a foregone conclusion.